So this gentleman here is telling me to tell my 8-month-old to stop screaming because he has sensitive ears. I know it's loud, but he's an adult. He can leave, and he chooses not to leave. He's choosing me to tell me to take my baby out because he has sensitive ears.
You need to learn to be respectful.
She's a child, sir. It's not me. I didn't do anything.
You're causing this whole restaurant to have to hear our discussion. They don't want to eat that. They want to eat their food.
You came to me about my child, did you not? You're speaking for other people that haven't spoken, and the only reason I'm furious about it is because you came to address me about an 8-month-old.
You're forcing everyone in their
I'm not forcing anyone. I didn't tell the baby to talk. I'm happy that she has a voice, and I'm happy she can speak, because there's children out here that can't even speak. That's nonverbal. So I am grateful for my child to be able to have a voice, and that's not up to you as an adult to chastise me or to whoop me because my child is speaking. You can't remove yourself from this restaurant. No, you're disrespectful. You're entitled, and you're being privileged right now because there was nothing in this world that made you feel like you can come say that to me about my child, and then you're upset that I'm reacting. I'm reacting to your response. There are nonverbal children out here, and you want to sit here and act like I'm supposed to suppress my child's voice?
I'm not responsible for the way that men have probably mistreated you in the past.
Men? I'm a happily married woman. What are you talking about, baby? I'm 10 years next week. Clap it up for me. That's what you can do. So no one has mistreated me. You've been disrespectful. I didn't accuse you. Have I ever said racist? Did I say racist in here?
I was talking down to you because of privilege.
No, I said privilege does not equal racism. Let me educate you for a second, sir. Privilege, hold on, no. Let me educate this man. No, let me educate him because he just said I call him racist. I never did it. I said privilege because you're being an adult and you're expecting me to remove my child when I patronize this restaurant just like you. That is privilege. You're expecting me to put yourself over everybody else in this restaurant. It's not a thank you, but you realize how disrespectful it is, right?
I'm so sorry.
No, I'm so livid.
Yeah, I'm so sorry because I totally understand. Like having kids, it can be hard, and like sometimes it's hard to like get them to listen to you when they're not even able
It's not
to.
even
Like,
that I can tell them she's 8 months.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying like I'm sorry for like having the confrontation and stuff like that. I'm not saying anything is your fault. I totally understand. Yes, ma'am. I get it. So I'm just trying to calm the.
We're already leaving, so it's not a thing.
Yeah. So that's why I'm not even making a big deal.
But I'm mortified. I'm not gonna lie to you, because as a parent,
like, yeah, I understand. Like
that's telling me I gotta go in my house and never come out with my children, all because he's an adult. He can actually leave. If he felt it was uncomfortable for him, he didn't have to come and speak to me. He could have left. And then he's speaking for other people in the restaurant, making it an uncomfortable experience.
Yeah.
That would help.
Yeah, I totally understand. Yes, ma'am.
And I come here a lot.
Yeah, I know. I see you all coming here a lot too.
Thank you.
I'm thankful, and every time you come here with your kids, I never
and
have
I've
a
seen
problem.
other people with kids, and they yell, and we felt bad. But when we seen the other family coming with kids, we realized this was a family establishment,
Yeah, exactly.
and that's why we
and
never
say anything
and that's why
about
we
it.
come back.
And I never say anything about
And you
it.
don't,
Exactly.
and thank you for that.
Yep. So I totally understand, and I'm sorry for the inconvenience and the situation that you're in. I'll to go this for you. Yes, ma'am.
To the young mother that had the 8-month-old little girl that was screaming inside that coffee restaurant type setting, and you was upset that they were complaining, and you said that the man that was complaining, that if he didn't like it, he was grown and he could leave. In my opinion, you were wrong. And I'm going to say why you were wrong for those that haven't seen the video, but here, let me get into it. Number one, the scene gives a Starbucks type thing. It looks like one of those coffee shop that if you work at home, you want to go and you sit and you work on your computer. If you want to have a little quiet coffee date, it gives a little quiet scenery that people just go to relax and just whatever, right? And you have a daughter, right, that is nonverbal and makes a lot of screaming sounds, okay? She can't help it. We get it. This is not Burger King. It's not McDonald's. It's not Chuck E. Cheese. It's not a kid-friendly place. Why would you pick a spot such as that? To me, you was looking for attention. Why would you pick a spot just such as that and then say that the man is privileged? No, you went in there with your privilege behind, knowing that your child was going to be making those sounds, making those noise. And then when someone complained, you get upset. You went in there with that issue, and then I feel sorry for that poor manager. When the manager is trying to speak and help out both situation, I'm noticing that you had 2 more kids that was running around. And it gives, you was trying to make a video. It gives you pushing, and What I am going to say is this. If you have a child, it's just like if you was to go to court. You can't bring no screaming baby inside of court. I don't care what the situation is. You will get kicked out of court. Church, certain places, it's a no. So when you see that restaurant where people are sitting down on coffee dates and it's a quiet scenery, why would you bring a baby in when you know the baby's going to make noise and then get upset that somebody's complaining?
These people got mad at this woman because her 8-month-old baby was screaming loudly in this restaurant.
Because he has sensitive ears.
And he confronted the woman, letting her know that it's probably better that she takes the baby outside because she can't stop screaming. Now, there's obviously two sides to this story, because a screaming baby in a restaurant is rude to the other patrons that are paying to be there and trying to just enjoy their meal. A lot of people work very hard, and the time off is actually at a restaurant where they want a little bit of peace while they enjoy food. But also others would say that this woman has the right to bring her baby to this restaurant so she can also get a break to eat her food. But people also feel that it's not fair for you to bring an 8-month-old baby that won't be able to control herself in a public setting and just expect everybody to deal with it, especially with the prices of food. The atmosphere in which you eat your food also has a lot to do with the taste and how much you enjoy your meal. And for the prices that we're all paying for food, people think that it's unfair to allow a baby just to scream rampantly in a restaurant.
So V, I believe that's your name, V, okay? I just seen your video to where a white guy came over and told you that your baby was being too loud or whatever. Could you calm your baby down, whatever the case may be? Y'all was either in a restaurant or either a coffee shop, okay? Let me just say this. Straight up, he was wrong. Now, let me just say this, okay? Keep this in mind. He could have called the manager over. Look, I'm uncomfortable, whatever the case may be. Can I come back a later date? And the manager could have gave him, a little discount, whatever the case may be. Gave him a free meal. I don't know what the case, I don't know. But he also was with a woman. You know what I'm saying? You do not have the right to go over and tell anybody anything about their baby. So if you do that and later on down the line, you're going to be into it with another person again. You can't do that, okay? No matter, even if we feel that somebody is being loud, that's not your place. Now, Miss V, it's like you going to church or going somewhere. I understand your baby is she's young, she's doing what she's doing as a baby. But just like you go to church, think about that. You're going to bring something to keep your baby, mind off of being too loud or whatever the case may be or whatever. Think about that when you go into places like that. Now, I'm not saying you wrong, because he's wrong. But think about what could you do sometimes so that we want our children to be loud, do what they got to do, because she's growing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say give her an iPad or a phone, because we want to keep our children away from that. But it is toys that you can go buy from Walmart, you know what I'm saying? Quiet things to kind of keep this baby from screaming and yelling in public like that, okay? So I hope that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You're not wrong. He's wrong. You know what I'm saying? But it is some ways that you can kind of, get your baby attention. Hugs and love. I hope that makes sense.
This man in this video had the nerve to tell this mother to tell her 8-month-old baby to be quiet. Yes, her 8-month-old baby to be quiet. And this mother proudly defends her baby and is like, if you do not like my baby screaming, you need to leave. Like, I cannot control my baby and how my baby is going to act. Like, it's hard enough being alone. And this guy proceeds to argue and not be quiet, and says, I'm sorry about how men treated you in the past for you to act like this. And my queen clapped back, and she said, I've been happily married for 10 years. If you are going to a public restaurant, you are accepting the fact that there are people around you. Yes, people around you that are going to be eating, and you're not going to be able to control their actions or their talking. You're in a public space. And for you to disrespect this mother is wrong on you. And I hope the internet gives you what you deserve, proving you wrong. Good on you, mama, for sticking up for yourself. Because if any of us mamas were around there, we would have protected you and made sure we were clapping back at this guy. I'm sorry no one did it any sooner. Good for you, mama.
When I say it's not a sound I hate with a passion more than people's kids crying in public, I mean, it just, ooh-wee. I don't know how y'all do that shit every day, all day. I be trying to do the dash to get away. Please, please.
Take the baby out. I work with kids. I have 2 kids. If I'm out and I'm in a coffee shop, a restaurant, anywhere that I choose to be out, honestly, and there are loud children, please take your kids out. And that might not be the most PC way of looking at it, but everyone doesn't want to hear your children scream or watch them run around like no one's watching them in a public space. I was just and we were outdoors at baseball Thursday night, and Mega and Sagan were screaming so loud. And I told Mega, I said, I'm your mother. I love you. I have to listen to this. But these other people do not have to listen to you screech and caterwaul like that. So we're either going to go to the car, or you can sit down and calm down and use a decent voice. Because everybody don't love you. I love you because you're my child. But everybody else is not responsible for caring about the fact that you're young or you're a kid. So I am a proponent. I do remove my children from situations when they become loud and boisterous and just too much, because I don't want to infringe on somebody else's rights for peace. And I don't like when other people infringe upon mine. So
babies have a right to exist in public spaces. Children, toddlers, babies, they have a right to exist in public. And if that bothers you, you are the problem. I just took a flight with my 2- and 3-year-old. My mom was with us. Again, 2 and 3, okay? I had my hands full. And we've taken several flights. I can't even tell you how many flights we've been on. I've dealt with a look, a rolling of the eyes, a huff and a puff, but I've never dealt with someone actually saying something to me until this last flight. I'll set the scene. My 3-year-old needed to go potty. Thank God my mom was there. I tapped her in for backup. She came and sat in our row. I took my 3-year-old to the potty. Well, 2-year-old loves mom, wants to go with mom, so he of course throws a little fit. But let me tell you, by the time we had got back to the bathroom, I couldn't hear him crying anymore. He had already calmed down. I get my 3-year-old taken care of. We go back to our seat. My mom gets out of our row. I'm shuffling us back in, buckling my 3-year-old who's on the window seat. I'm in the middle. My son is next to me in the aisle. As I'm doing that, as I'm taking 15 seconds to buckle my child, my son starts playing with the tray table. In a 2-year-old's mind, that's a fun little gadget. I don't have this on a normal chair. What is this little doodad? He did it maybe 3 or 4 times, okay? Telling him to stop. But mind you, I'm taking care of this child and getting her situated so that I can then take care of my 2-year-old. This woman whips her head around and says, "You're gonna have to do something about him kicking my seat." No manners, no grace, no nothing, just sass, pure attitude. I said, "I'm so sorry, ma'am. I'm doing my best. I'm just getting her situated, and I'm gonna handle that. I'm so sorry." She doubles down. "Yeah, you're gonna have to do something." At that point, now I'm mad. Why are you being so rude? Like I said, I'm doing my best. He's 2 years old. I am getting her buckled in, then I will buckle him, and it will be taken care of. I am doing my best. She rolled her eyes and turned forward, and everyone around us was just in shock, because how can you be that rude? This is why women don't leave the house. This is why people feel uncomfortable getting out of the house and taking care of themselves during postpartum, during early motherhood, because there are idiots in society who make you feel like a burden. If you cannot regulate your emotions for a 30-second fucking period, you need to check yourself, not the 2-year-old. And let me just remind you, airplanes are public transportation. They paid for that seat the same way you did. If you don't like what comes with public transportation, fly private.
That man in that restaurant that got up and asked that woman to leave with her baby because her baby was making playful noises like babbling, and the baby did get to screaming after a point, but the man was yelling back and forth with the mom and literally looked irritated, and he came over to their table. So that would make any child be like that, but the baby wasn't even irately screaming it was uncared for, upset, needed something, or whatever. And this man just mad that the baby making noise. Why go out in public if you don't want to deal with the public? What is the point of sitting in a restaurant, a coffee shop, anything, if you don't want to deal with the public? Whether it's a child or an adult, people are going to talk, make noise, laugh, just do things. Why be out in public if you don't want to hear noise? And then if you don't want to hear noise and you want to be in public, go to the fucking library. I think you allowed to sip coffee in there. And then the girl that he was with irritated me even more because after a certain point in time, you should have told him to shut the fuck up. And for real, you shouldn't even have let him get up and go over there and say something, because I know y'all talked about it. There's no way he just got up without y'all having little kikis under y'all breath for words about it. And you didn't tell him, no, don't do that. How about we get our shit and leave? Then they still trying to eat and drink coffee and all that. Like they ain't being problematic as fuck, because once he said what he said and she said she wasn't leaving, why is you still talking to her and trying to prove a point? Then try to say that she called you racist and all types of shit, trying to play mind games because you think you smart. Then you thought she wasn't married. I just hate people like that. I swear he wanted to ruin her day because he felt like his day was ruined because he had to hear a baby being a fucking baby. I don't get it.
Okay, these comments. This is driving me because you cannot tell me that you're a mom of 3 or whatever. You're a mom in general and that your kid has always followed your instructions. There's no way. These have to be like bots or something, because every child will have an outburst. Now, y'all lucky it with my toddler. And I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. If it was my toddler, it's fair game. Oh boy would have been right all day. However, this was my infant, my 8-month-old. So these moms that's in this comment that's agreeing with him saying that they would remove their child. Okay, that's you. I ain't removing nothing because I paid to be here just like he did. Ain't nothing in this book said that his opinion is higher than mine. You get what I'm saying? So we gonna both deal with this, or he can leave. So this is diabolical. These little comments right here about y'all being mothers, and you're saying that you would take your child so someone else can enjoy their time. Are you listening? Okay, boo. Let's start with you guys. I agree with you. We do need children-free spaces, and you guys should go there. But while there are spaces that allow children to be there, we'll be there. Okay, B+5, whatever it is, because that's ridiculous. I understand that some people choose not to have children, but that is not my problem. Just like me having children is not your problem. So once again, it's privilege because you're expecting me to put my beliefs under yours. And that's not how this works, mama. If that sign allows for children, if it does not say 21 and older, the Whitaker kids will be in the building, baby. Okay? So next. Okay, yes. The comments like this, y'all. Because I knew what it was when I was becoming a mother. And I literally am with my kids every day of the year. If they go anywhere, it's probably 2 weekends out of a year. And that's about it. It's me, my husband, and my kids. So I'm not going to feel like I have to be stuck in the house or they can't go anywhere. And I know a lot of mothers who feel like that. So this made me empowered, and this made me want to, or I felt compelled to say something to him, because people are so judgmental when they see you out. They see me with my 4 kids and assume they don't have their dad around, or they assume I'm a single mother, or whatever it is. Whole time, my kids are blessed, baby, taken care of, okay? Good kids. And you'll judge somebody off a simple moment. And that, like, mama shouldn't feel like that. So thank you for saying this. And this is who I stand for. And it is what it is. See how y'all be loud and wrong? Baby, you was loud and wrong. Because wasn't nobody in that restaurant thinking that but him. Second of all, I do teach my children. And that's what I'm saying. Y'all been so presumptuous that you're not even understanding what type of mother I am, baby. Google me. You understand me? That's an 8-month-old. What the hell can you teach an 8-month-old? She was literally saying her first words at the table. Like, y'all just loud, wrong, and goofy. Y'all all must be related or something. Because ain't nowhere in the hell that you sat there, typed this, read it, and posted it, thinking that it was okay. Girl, bye. Just bye. Just bye, child. Yes. And this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not trying to, like, air up my business or anything, but I really don't have the village that most people have. And if you do, congratulations. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. Hone in on that. You get what I'm saying? It's me, my husband, my children. So if I want to go out in the afternoon, I do have to take my kids. And I'm not going to feel sad or shunned by somebody who just doesn't get it when he can just literally mind his business. You get what I'm saying? People be too quick to judge you, not knowing what situation you're in. the type of support I have, baby, I have to take my kids everywhere I go. It's either me or my husband. And if he's working, I have to be with my kids. If I'm working, he's with our children, which means we have to go out to public places. And as parents, we're not going to be shamed. We're not going to be silenced. And everybody don't understand that, because everybody ain't in the same situation. And that's what we all need to realize. So thank you for that, because, yeah, it's hard without a village. It is.